goodness. I got you on mute for a second, my brother, and y'all are in for a treat today. We're going to make sure that we are live like we said we are, where we're supposed to be. And then we're going to talk a little bit of stuffity stuff. And we are live, and that's what's good. We're going to go ahead and do some good business and share that. What up, my good people? It is not your average CEO. I am K-Bay on it, and I have one of my buddies. I ain't gonna tell y'all who he is yet, but man, he is a good dude. I've known him for a long time, almost 20 years, and it's amazing and exciting to me that we still get to do some type of work together. That is what building networks and relationships are about. When you look 20 years later and people are still doing what it is that they're doing at a higher level, and you get to meet up with those people and you get to do stuff with them on some level. And that's what I'm excited about today. This is Grind City TV Meet the Affiliates. This is a little different. We're not going to do too much, but I just want to introduce you all to some of the affiliates that are on our TV network, our Roku TV network. And he is one of them. We will meet him soon, and I'll tell you who he is when we get back. I am not your average CEO, K-Bay, and we'll be right back with Grind City TV. Meet the affiliates. Grind City, baby, let's go. Shout out to all the Grind City TV affiliates. Grind City affiliates, we go hard. Is you down? Grind City affiliates, we go hard. Look around, you'll see. Grind City affiliates, we go hard. If you down with the underground, you floating this way, why? Grind City affiliates, we go hard. You know we got that illness, that realness. Grind City affiliates, we go hard. Don't play with the ill shit, come with the realness. Grind City affiliates, we go hard. Representing the grind in all the cities across the world. Grind City affiliates, we go hard. Representing the grind in all the cities across the world. Grind City affiliates, we go hard. Here we go. Oh, we are here. What's up? This is my man Sikes. Say hi to the world, Sikes.
Yo, what's up, world? How you living?
Say hi.
What up?
Peace. So, oh my goodness, it's great to have you here. I wanted to have you at Grind City because you are one of the few Pittsburgh producers that are on Grind City TV Network. So first of all, I'd like to salute you for being a part of our network. Thank you so much. Now, before we get into the history of you, tell everybody what it is that you bring to Grind City TV Network.
So I am the host, curator, producer, everything of Start the Beat. It's a podcast focused on underground hustle, whatever it is, whether it's music, art, cooking, comedy, you own a shoe store, I don't give a damn. I'll talk to you. It's all about that entrepreneurial spirit and just figuring it out.
You're so small. Yeah, I'm cracking up because I read your bio and it's like 3 sentences. I'm like, yeah, Sikes is going to tell me everything about Sikes. I read your bio and it's like, figure it the fuck out.
Yeah.
So, Sikes, tell everyone, now, you know, we go way back. I remember when you were just a rapper long time ago. And you have grown and matured so much from that time. First of all, what made you become a rapper back then?
So, you know, I always wanted to do music, and I lived in, low income housing. I couldn't get a drum set. I couldn't get a guitar. But, a friend of mine had this thing that allowed you to make beats on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
So I just started making beats, and then like me and my friends would just write silly rap songs to them. But the more and more I got into it, I started actually getting an ear and loving production. And then you get a little older, and I stopped wanting to write rap songs about, farts and titties and shit. So I just grew up, and I basically just grew up in music. Like I started making beats when I was 14. So by the time I was 18, I was just like in it.
I'm very, very pleased that you're not making stuff about farts and titties anymore.
I'd probably be more monetarily successful, but I'm proud too.
It takes a great deal of courage to go away from that these days.
Sure.
Now, you play instruments, and this is one thing that I've always found fascinating with you, because a lot of us, including myself, I'm a synthetic. I do play instruments. I did when I was younger, but not as an adult. I just didn't keep up with those skills. So I call myself a synthetic music maker. I use beat machines and things of that nature. But you play instruments. What do you play?
Well, I mean, honestly, I'm pretty much a synthetic musician as well. Most of the stuff that you're hearing that I do, I either hire or have friends come over and play instruments on things, or I sample things, or the way technology is now, like you can make a keyboard sound like pretty much anything these days. So for the most part, I'm also just synths and beats and things like that. I have a whole wall of drum machines behind me. Some of that stuff I've had, like I still have the first beat machine I ever bought.
Me too.
I saved up my first 2 paychecks from working at Taco Bell and bought that thing. It doesn't even work anymore, but it's just nice that it's around.
I still have my first set of turntables and my MPC. And it's like sometimes I just wish the MPC would work because it was so much simpler. This computer music making thing is like, I'm old, Sikes. Let's just say I'm old. The gray hairs is popping out here. And I'll be like, I gotta do what? And I can't play, so I'm learning. What do you think the most important thing is about Start the Beat with Sikes? What is the most important aspect of that podcast?
That it gives people a platform to tell their story in a way that people don't normally get to tell their story. I think that a lot of people kind of suck at telling their own story. And I'm not saying that I help make it any better, but people having that opportunity to sit down with cameras and microphones and get to talk for like an hour and a half about what they're doing is going to do much more for them than like, some weird Facebook post or a TikTok thing or this and that. Like people want to know who you are. And that's what I do. I just try to get people to put themselves out there on a level that they normally don't.
So, I totally appreciate it. And speaking of which, we're going to get into some of this network station identification because we're here to meet the affiliates and we have plenty of them. So we're going to play a couple of commercials from what's going on Grind City TV Network. If you didn't know, we are broadcasting live right now on our Roku channel. We are live on television. We are live on GrindCityTV.biz, and we are also live on our mobile app, Watch Grind City TV, that you can download for free on Google Play, plus Facebook, Periscope, and all those other fancy places that we stream. Y'all hang in there. We'll be right back with Sikes from Start the Beat Podcast and Grind City TV Live, baby. I am not your ever CEO. Let's go. Yeah. They step back when they see me like they hardened, son. With his chick, so we looking like pardon, son. 45-inch bench, and it's worth a ton. We long, so they thinking I'm to get with the city. Network Roku. Submit. If you got the hotness and you wanna be on TV. Submit. Hip hop, neo soul, reggae, smooth and GCTv. Submit. We only play the best, cause we the best in indie TV. Submit. Y'all know who it is, reppin' PA Grass City TV. Submit. Grass City TV Network is taking music video submissions for rotation placement. Go to grindcitystudio@gmail.com. Send us your YouTube video URL and your artist name, and we'll get back at you. Airtime is also available for advertising. We're also taking submissions for new indie TV show series. Give K-Bay a call, 412-251-9620 for more information. Add us on Roku, Grind City TV Network. No Roku? See us on the net, grindcity.biz, and get the mobile app on Google Play. Submit. And we are back with Sikes from Start the Beat with Sikes. Why did you call it Start the Beat?
So, a very, very old song, one of my rap songs, there was a gimmick at the beginning of the song where I'm just kind of like talking in the mic. I'm like, yo, start the beat! Start the motherfucking beat! Like just being wild. So, and like I had t-shirts that said Start the Beat on it. It was like the first t-shirt I ever made for my hip hop shit. So whenever I was thinking of what am I going to call the podcast, I was like, well, Start the Beat would be a good name for a podcast. So I just kind of went with it.
Yeah, it's dope. And you have quite a few shows. You're up to almost 370 now, somewhere around
Yeah,
there?
close, yeah.
How long have you been doing your podcast?
I started in 2014.
Wow. How are you getting these? I mean, you do not discriminate when it comes to the type of talent. You have rock, you have jazz, you have hip-hop, you have soul. How are you getting these artists to respond and be a part of this podcast?
I think that it's just become a domino effect. Honestly, probably only 10% of the guests I have now are people that I actually invite on. Most of the people reach out to me. My inbox is crazy, and I find I usually say no to nobody. Just because if you're reaching out and I don't know who the fuck you are, the whole purpose of me is to meet new people and expand. So when people I don't know hit me up, I'm excited. You know, I just did a podcast with somebody in Norway this week.
Yeah.
Norway.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel you excited, brother, because the first time
cool.
I did a podcast with somebody in Africa, I was like, yo, this is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. And that person in Norway hit me up because of somebody I had on the show that lived in Toronto.
Wow.
And like, it's just like, it's cool how it's expanding. Like people, I just did an episode with a girl, her name is Caitlin Edwards. Yeah. She lives in Chicago, plays in punk rock bands, but her daytime job is she's a music therapist for people with Alzheimer's disease.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Really, really cool people
Very
that are
cool.
reaching out to me. It's like, I have no idea who you are, but you sound awesome.
Yeah.
And,
why not talk to you? I love it. I think that is much needed. When I didn't even know you had a podcast, Bad Buttons. I didn't know. I'm over here pushing my thing, and I'm like, that's Sikes? What, the rapper Sikes? Oh, I got it. Hey, can I, what's up? Can I get an interview?
Yeah, for sure.
And it was one of the dopest interviews I had ever done. First, because we do have a history, but secondly, your personality is so authentic and genuine when speaking to someone. I do think personally that is the reason why your podcast is so successful. You tell them to get a fucking beer, sit back, and talk some shit. Like, you know, I'm structured, and a lot of people be like, "But you should tell Stephen structured." I'm a nut, but I'm structured. You have this free-flowing structure. It's structured, but it's free. How did you manage to mesh the two together so effortlessly?
I mean, I think it took time. The show has always been the same, but when I started it, I had to edit a lot more because I wasn't as good at connecting the dots. But, I mean, one would hope that after I record 360 episodes, I'd finally figure it out. So, it just took time.
I hope so, brother.
It's really...
show, even though it will premiere on Facebook as though it's live, they are pre-recorded shows.
Yeah, everything is, yeah.
Yeah, I like live. I don't know. I got caught in this live. I love live TV. Probably because even though I know how to edit, I can't stand to edit. I can't stand it. Like,
Sure.
it takes up so much time.
Well, yeah, I record everything directly into OBS, and I edit it as we're recording it, so it could be live.
Wow.
I literally could.
That's a dope skill to like.
But
what I'm doing now, when you watch it, you'll see it's kind of like editing, but it's just switching around what it is that we're doing.
Yeah.
I didn't know you can edit in OBS. Huh.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I'm just switching things around. Basically, the audio is going, and I'm just switching between cameras, or if I want to show, the person's website, I could do all of that stuff in real time. Honestly, the only reason I don't do live shows is because people aren't reliable enough for me to have a steady schedule. That's it.
Isn't that the truth?
That's it.
It is a struggle to do a live show. It really is. You have to be able to compensate for someone who doesn't show up, and you're like,
Sure.
Now,
So-
you do your shows in-house and via video as well.
Yes.
Yes. So tell everyone, if they want to be a part of your show, how they can reach you and what do they need to have in order to be on Start the Beat.
So if you go onto my website, which is just briansykeshow.com, there's a podcasts tab, or you could go briansykeshow.com/startthebeat, and there's actually a form on the bottom of that page that anyone can fill out. Just tell me who you are, what you do. Don't send me like, hey, can I come on the show? Because I'm going to be like, who the hell are you? Send a link to some music, send a link to your shoe store, your meat shop, your cheese locker, whatever the hell it is that you want to talk about. Let me.
Cheese locker though, bro.
Yo, I haven't. Yo, I've had a lot of people on the show. I haven't had anybody that makes cheese. So,
who is your most unique guest that you've had?
Man,
Besides me. Besides me, of course.
One of the more unique episodes that I had was I had a female amateur professional wrestler on the show.
Wow.
Yeah, so at the time she was wrestling under the name Jinx, but now she wrestles under the name Ziggy Haim.
Huh.
And it was awesome just because, she's just like this little fireball of fucking energy. And like, I had never really talked to anybody like in that realm and on that level. It's just such a unique thing. And she had a lot to bring to the table because like, she plays this character, right? Because you're a wrestler and she's like a little badass. She has like this punk rock sort of aesthetic. But like, when we're talking, she's just like nice and hanging out and quiet and like reserved. And it's like interesting because it's like, you have the personality of a rock star, and what is it like to like figure that out? And like, she was pretty much learning like how to be a rock star and how to be a wrestler and do all of the physical stuff, like all at the same time. Like, it's a lot. And I found it fascinating.
It's amazing. I said you were one of a few PA podcasts on Grind City TV Network. You're actually one of two. The second is Indie Wrestling.
Yep. Shout out to
Mike Sorg.
Shout out to Sorg.
Man, he's doing it. And so I've been able to not so much interview them, but at least be in contact with these unique characters. They're very unique characters to do indie wrestling. And I'm telling you, we sit and watch it every Wednesday night when it comes out. After your show, you come on at 9, he comes on at 11, and we crack up laughing. Wrestling's always been something fun for me, so that had to be a blast to interview her and her personality, man. I salute you.
I'm pretty sure that Sorg actually connected us, and that's how that happened. So once again, networking.
The network is working.
Exactly. That's it. You know what I mean?
So let me ask you this, Sikes. How do you feel about being a part of Grind City TV Network?
I think it's awesome because I don't think that, there's any other shows quite what like I'm doing on the network. And I think it's great that I get to be a part of it and contribute what I'm doing to a larger audience because, it's real easy, I think, for people to have something and be selfish and not want to share it. For me, I'm like, yo, you want to help share my stuff? You want to put this in front of new eyes? Please take it. Go with it. Go run. You know, like
you know I be on it, bro. You know I be on
Yeah,
it, man. I be
no.
trying to keep up with you. I be trying to keep up with you. You got so many episodes. I be like, did I play this one yet? I
Yeah.
literally play you 3 times a week because you have so much stuff. And I appreciate you allowing us to air your content and giving us your permission. Because again, the goal is to show all of this beautiful talent. And I can't interview everybody. You can't interview everyone. And then we have, producers from Houston and Jersey and Chicago and all of these different places with these different types of talent. People think, oh, you're just doing the same thing. No, we're not. We're not. Because we're not talking to the same people. So we're not getting the same energy. We're getting all of this different stuff and it's all combined to one place. So I love the network, and I'm so proud, like I said at the beginning of the show, to be able to work with someone that used to rock my stage.
Yeah. Same. I think it's really cool too, because I said this before to you when you were on my podcast, and I'll say it again here. You were like the first person to really kind of kick me in the ass and say like, hey, you could do better. And that stuck with me, you know what I mean? I was really young when you did that. And, at the time I was just like, dang, like that's kind of cold, but she's right. And, it helped me become, in some ways, like it helped me work harder. It helped me think more about what the fuck I'm doing. And I'm very thankful for that. I wish everybody from that time would have taken the advice, honestly, because there could be.
It's so amazing, Sikes, that I see some of those guys now, and I've been through a lot with Pittsburgh, and I got blacklisted a lot here, and just the whole shrug thing and all of that, and I see a lot of those guys now, and they're like, we're so sorry, or we should have listened to you. And, now it's like, I'm sorry, but here's a big ass middle finger to you.
Sure.
But in reality, it's like, I wish you had, because the potential that we had then and now in the city of Pittsburgh was amazing.
That's the problem with potential. Sometimes all it is potential.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm glad that I was able to push your buttons.
Oh, definitely.
And, be a part of what you did then, what you're doing now, and hopefully what you'll be doing in the future. My good people, this is my friend Sikes from Start the Beat with Sikes, the podcast. He is a proud affiliate of Grind City TV Network. I suggest that you guys look him up if you want one of the dopest interviews that you will ever get from PA. We ain't tied. You a little bit. You got me by a couple sites. You just a little bit better on the interview shit. You good, bro. You good. I'm trying to be like you when I grow up. But I salute you. Continue on your journey and continue to put this beautiful talent out here. You are walking in your path, in your rightful path, and I'm so very proud of you. I'm so very proud of you, my friend.
Thank you. Hey, I'm proud of you too. You've built up a lot of cool shit for yourself. I think that everything that you're doing with Grind City is awesome. I wish more people were doing it, because I understand that it's a lot of work, and you got to give a shit if you're going to do this. But we could definitely use a few more dozen of both of us.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, we probably won't get them, and at the end of the day, they'll be calling people like us that word legend. And you only get to become that word the only way you get to do it is if you stay consistent and persistent. And that is what you and I are doing. So I salute you. This has been Grind City TV, Meet the Affiliates with Sikes from Start the Beat. You got any shout outs, Sikes?
Shout outs. Yo, if you're watching this, shout outs to you. Shout outs to Santa and whatever else you believe. Happy holidays. Shout outs to the turkey that you're probably still trying to get through in your fridge. Take care of that before it gets too old. Shout outs to your friends and family. It's the holidays. It's that time of year. Don't take advantage, or Oh, don't take just don't take what you have for granted. Seriously, that's all I'm gonna say.
I appreciate it, man. Happy holidays to you and your family, and the whole Start the Beat cast and crew and people who have been on it. Send some of them cats over here. Get them in Grind City. I want to talk to them too. Thank you very much, my good friend. We're going to do some station identification before we get out of here. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Share, because sharing is caring. We don't do favors. We just do good business over here. This is Grind City TV Network. Grind City affiliates, we go hard. Let's go. Shout out to all the Grind City TV affiliates. Grind City affiliates, we go hard. Is you down? Is you down? Grind City affiliates, we go hard. Look around, you'll see. Grind City affiliates, we go hard. Grind City affiliates, we go hard. You know we got that illness, that realness. Grind City affiliates, we go hard. Don't play with the ill, come with the realness. Grind City affiliates, we go hard. Representing the grind in all the cities across the world. Grind City affiliates, we go hard. Representing the grind in all the cities across the world. Grind City affiliates.